Hey, how's it going, you guys? Spideydeku64 back here once again with another Obi Wan Kenobi episode recap. So, episode 4 just dropped not too long ago. Of course, it is Wednesday as I'm recording this video, and I don't know if maybe you, the audience, I don't know when you will watch it. So, anyways, we're here to talk about, like I said before, we're here to talk about Obi Wan Kenobi episode 4. And my overall thoughts is, yeah, it was a tad bit of a, yeah, it was a slow episode, and all that sort of stuff. Kind of the plot, kind of stopped, in this episode. And what's frustrating too is, now this is something I gotta say, is right off the bat, is so far in the show has not frustrated me as much as the Book of Boba Fett has been, and I'm honestly thinking to myself that I might have to post a book. I might have to post an overall review on the Book of Boba Fett. I'm also thinking about doing that with Mandalorian season 2, and after this season, um, and even after this series is over, um, I'm probably gonna have to review the series just overall, just so I can get my full-on thoughts and all that sort of stuff. And also because we would balance things out, because so far there will only be 5. This is only like the 3rd Obi Wan Kenobi video, I think. Could be, I don't know. I want to balance things out, make everything all 6 and all that sort of stuff. So that being said, let's just go right through this episode right here. So Obi-Wan has healed a little bit after his fight with, his piss poor fight with Vader. And basically, Reva has now captured Leia. I want to talk about some of the good things I liked about this episode so far. And that is, straight up, first of all, it's a typical, I guess, rescue sort of mission, I guess we can say, or, our main character breaks into a special fortress, because, Mando season 2, you had like, the Mandalorians, you had Fennec Shan, like Cara Dune, Bo-Katan and Kosaka Reeves breaking into the Lightspeed Cruiser, and all that sort of stuff. Book of Boba Fett, you had Fennec and Boba Fett breaking into Jabba's palace, and now we have here Obi-Wan breaking into Fortress Inquisitorius, which of course is where the Inquisitors' home base is, which is in the Mustafar system. It's also on the planet Nur, which also appeared in Jedi Fallen Order. And what's kind of one thing I found pretty cool is that this is kind of like Jedi Fallen Order. Like, I definitely got a lot of Jedi Fallen Order vibes, definitely. Which it's a good thing, honestly, for me, because that's a game that I really liked overall. I played it a little bit at one of my amigos' house and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I thought it was just really cool, and also the aesthetic of the base itself. I think it looks just really cool. Gotta be one of the best designs for like an Imperial base I've seen. Only second to Darth Vader's castle. One thing that I really wish that we'd gotten was, I really want to see the Imperial Palace in live action, which is basically the Jedi Temple, really. And what's funny enough is that in my little Vader stop motion series for YouTube I want to do, Vader often visits the Imperial Palace, which is something that I really want in this show. It's just, or I really would want in the future Star Wars shows to see the Imperial Palace, which is something we could see in the Andor series. But anyways, though, that's something that I really liked was, Obi-Wan just going right through. And I also really liked, at this point in time, Obi-Wan is, he's getting back into the hang of things. I think that really after this, we're really going to be shown the Obi-Wan Kenobi that was in episode 3, and that was in episode 3. Though, I kind of think, though, scratch that thought, that really, after the series, Obi-Wan is fully going to be the Alec Guinness version of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is something that, I'm just really interested to see. It's something I'm really we're getting there, ever so slowly, all that sort of stuff. Just we gotta be patient, all that sort of stuff. And I'm also trying to think of some other things I really liked. Well, I guess it's pretty much it. I guess you can say, too. But let's kind of talk about the things I disliked for this episode too. And that is probably gonna be a really well. This isn't the most controversial thing that's been said, well, as of late. But of course, there's been a lot of debate around Reva's character and all that sort of stuff. And you all see the clickbait YouTube thumbnails of saying this is the Reva series, not the Obi-Wan series, which is just stupid to me, honestly. Just I don't know why can't people get it? Just Reva is a secondary character to Obi-Wan and all that sort of stuff. And I don't know, maybe because she is a black woman. I'm not so sure. But this episode, though, I want to reiterate this, and that is, I really don't like Reva as of now, really, for kind of a few couple reasons. Okay, number one, my ultimate issue, really, I think, with Reva, I think really with this episode, and something that I really do hope we get some elaboration on, is really her backstory. Because as of so far, we've never been told her backstory at all. We just haven't been told her backstory. You know, we can assume, yeah, she was one of those kids at the Jedi Temple during the Order 66 scene in the beginning of the show, but it still doesn't answer a few questions. Like, number one, why does Reva know? How does she know Vader is Anakin? All that sort of stuff. That's the biggest question I want answered. And I really hope they do, and don't do the J.J. Abrams trope, and all that sort of stuff. It just keeps you wanting to, just leaving things, I don't know, just the mystery box trope. Honestly, I really want the answers answered, and this would have been the perfect episode to do so, because if the show is going to slow down a little bit, just so we can have the characters to breathe, give a little bit more development into Reva. Maybe try to get the audience to maybe try to sympathize with her a tad bit, because so far the audience hasn't really liked her, And while some of it is because of her character, her, arrogance, her being impulsive, and all that sort of stuff, just answer that simple question. Or just answer those simple questions. And all that sort of stuff. So really, yeah, Reva isn't doing it for me. Hopefully the next episode will change, because these next two episodes are definitely going to be big episodes, if you ask me. But one thing I know for sure, though, is another thing that I also liked in this particular episode is, of course, Vader walking down the hallway, just absolutely force choking Reva. And what's also weird is that this is like the first time that that Vader has shown anger in his voice. Like Vader is straight up fucking pissed in this time around. It's super, you can definitely tell, oh yeah, Anakin is still underneath that helmet, and all that sort of stuff. The one thing, though, I will have to say, though, and this is something that I might think this could be my biggest takeaway from the Kenobi series, and really that is sort of, I honestly personally think that Vader isn't really given that much screen time. But I don't know, maybe in the next two episodes will possibly be all about Vader. And honestly, really, speaking about this, talk about it right here. I think that might be my overall criticism just for the show, maybe entirely. Vader not really getting enough screen time and not really being focused on as much. Because definitely, I personally do think that they should have put more development, put more depth into Vader. Really more than Reva, honestly. I'm just going to put that hat over there. Because my hair is... it's good enough. Okay. But... yeah, so, We don't really know where the show is really going to go, because we all kind of thought that Kenobi was going to go to Fortress Inquisitoris by the end of the series, or he was going to go to the Mustafar system by the end of the series. But it's just something that we just really don't really know where the show is going to go. What I think, though, is going to happen is that Vader could possibly fight Obi-Wan once again, and they're going to have their big duel on Mustafar by episode 6. And I also do kind of think that, and I honestly do hope this happens, but I really am hoping Vader kills Reva. Just because not only for number one, she knows that Vader is Anakin, but also because, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, once I feel like Vader kills Reva, now Vader is the main antagonist of the show, is now the main antagonist of this show. And there's also, there's also rumors and speculations, which I don't believe, about there being a season 2, which is something that could work. Maybe it could be, maybe this will maybe focus on maybe Obi-Wan's life on Tatooine. Because this show is definitely focusing really on, the biggest focus on the show is definitely Obi-Wan confronting Vader, Obi-Wan confronting his mistakes, and, hey, maybe by the end of the series, Obi-Wan will show mercy to Vader. And of course, that would then set up their big conflict, or their battle, in episode 4. And really, this show, I really have to say that I'm really all for Vader and Kenobi fighting. In my personal opinion, this doesn't destroy episode 3, or no, this doesn't destroy the meaning. This doesn't, destroy, or I don't know what the term is. I don't know. This doesn't ruin episode 4 at all. As a matter of fact, I think this gives a lot more context to episode 4, and I think would make things even more cooler. So, that's overall what I have to say about Kenobi. And also, yeah, another Marvel show is out. Yeah, we'll talk about Miss Marvel when her show wraps up. But I overall have to say, so far, I like the energy in this. I like the energy in this show so far. I don't know. That's a garbage truck, and I'll see you all in the next video. Don't know when the next one will be. Probably maybe the next stop motion race. We'll just have to wait and see.